All right, guys, Fula coming to you with another commentary. This one is going to be about another delusional woman, and also just basically how traditional traditional men are up and traditional city boys are up, and we're going to keep on going up, and we're going to keep on staying on our square, and we're going to keep on doing what we do. You know what I mean? And these women are not going to be able to stop what we're doing at this point. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm about to go in and actually listen to how delusional this woman is. But let's start.
Different series called Spillin' the Tea. Now, if you don't know what spilling the tea means, it basically just means disclosing any information or gossiping. So today I'm going to be telling you the truth about what it's like being single in your 30s.
For guys, it's good. For guys, it's cool because, we get to focus and stuff like that. But mind you, I'm in my 20s, but from the 30-year-olds I talk to, they're chilling, when they're single, they're doing their thing, getting their resources together, doing other stuff, building stuff, working on cars, doing things like that, So, it's pretty good for them to be single in their 30s. Now, for a woman, I don't know. I don't think it's good to be single in their 30s because of the simple fact that they won't tell you that they need men, but they do need men. And that's just the bottom line. They'll never tell you that they need a man, but they do. And we're going to see this from this video that we're about to watch right now.
Okay, so I'm about to be 34 years old.
Dang, she looks older than 34, though. She looks like she's darn near 40 at this point. You know what I mean? And here's a little secret, too. The more bodies a woman has, the more older she's going to look. You know what I mean? The more bodies like a woman goes through, they're going to look older. So what happened with this woman, she probably rode the cock carousel and she probably just aged out how she has. You know what I mean? Because, she looks older than 34. She looks darn near like she's about to hit 40. As you see here, the illustration shows her about to hit the wall. Boom.
I'm single. I have been single for several years now. I have dated on and off in those few years, but
Okay, wait a minute.
Nothing's really become serious.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I'm about to be 34 years old. I'm single. I have been single for several years now. I have dated on and off in those few years, but
Okay, so what that means,
nothing's really become serious.
okay,
Swiping left and right.
so what that means is that when she says she's dated in those few years, that means she slept around in those few years. You know what I mean? That means that she had hot girl summer in those few years. So with that being said, anytime a woman tells you that they're just like that they've been dating around and stuff like that, just understand that translates to I've been sleeping around. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that she could have just been doing what all these Western women do, using Mr. Nice Guy for the material resources, right? But then just like dating just random Joe Schmo, who's blowing her back out, basically. That's usually how it works. You know what I mean? And so that's what she meant by, she was dating, but nothing was serious. She meant that she was sleeping around, not trying to get married. You know what I mean? Not trying to start something serious. That's what she meant.
You know the CC? You know how that goes, guys. Until they hit a certain age, then all.
I try to get through this video without crying. I don't know what I run into. I try not to let my relationship status get to me, but yes, it draws unwanted attention, like, going to weddings or family.
You know how that goes, guys. Until they hit
the awkward one sitting at the kid table. For the most part, I try not to let.
All of a sudden, I need to get a man.
Most of the time being special, it would be nice if they did hurry up and get here. A lot of times being single and happily single is where it draws unwanted attention, like, going to weddings.
Right. Been on the CC.
Where it draws unwanted attention, like, going to weddings or a few years, but nothing's really become serious. Yes, I would like to meet someone special. It would be nice if they did hurry up and get here.
They're not going to get here because the reason why they're not going to get here is because we see through your crap. You know what I mean? For a real nigga, we see through the crap. You know what I mean? I was reading something today, actually. I was reading something today. And the author, Amilcar Cabral, said that basically a ethnic group and a culture basically adapts to their society. So me, I'm Fulani by ethnicity, right? I still have my core values. You know what I mean? I still have core values that I adhere to no matter what. You know what I mean? That just basically are traditional African Islamic values, right? I adhere to those, right? But at the same time, this society has turned me so much into a savage that it's not even funny. That my mom, my grandma, my uncle, they're like, man, you really are a piece of work. I'm glad we can still recognize you, but you're really a piece of work when it comes to these women. And we don't blame you because we know where you're living at and we know the society, how it is. So when you look at this, you understand that, people aren't naturally I'm not naturally a savage, right? But because of like what women do and stuff like that, you become like a savage because like how this Western society is ran, you become a savage. You know what I mean? But let's continue.
Times being single and happily single isn't really spoken about too much. A lot of times it's frowned upon. So the issues I kind of run into.
But the problem is you're not happily single, because if you were happily single, there would be no reason for making this video. There would be no reason for all these 40-plus-year-old women, 30-plus-year-old women getting on TikTok complaining that they can't find a good man because they passed up many good men in their past. You know what I mean? But let's continue.
At my age, being single is a lot of times the older generation. Sorry, I don't know why I'm getting emotional.
She's not even crying, by the way.
I'm going to try to get through this video without crying. I don't know why I'm crying. I should be happy. Anyways, so a lot of issues that I run into being single at my age is a lot of times the older generation of people, friends, family, whatever, will kind of be like, why are you still single? You're so beautiful. Why is someone like you still single? And
well, the older generation goes by the old school rules and they got married early. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure the older generation that she's talking about, they got families, they got kids, they got all of that. They got all of the above, right? So that's probably why she's asking, why they're asking why she's still single. But we're going to find out why she's still single anyway, though. She's going to tell on herself in this video. Let's just go ahead and watch.
Sometimes it makes you feel like there's something wrong with you, like you're not deserving of love. I find in my 30s.
Well, there's nothing wrong with you, but you basically want the top honcho. You want the head honcho. You know what I mean? And she's gonna say eventually that she wants the head honcho as we get into the video more. But I won't say there's anything wrong with these women. What I will say is that they're just they just been sold a lie. They bought into the lie, and men were trying to tell them that, yo, you may not want to go in this direction, but they didn't listen to the men, and so this is why they're in the situation they're in right now. You know what I mean? Let's continue.
You kind of tend to be a little bit more picky with what you want because of what I've been through in life. Now, if you've watched some of my previous videos, you know the struggle that I went through in a previous relationship and how much it kind of broke me and ruined.
So when she says, what I've been through in life, and that she's raising her standards, she's not talking about the morality of a man. She's talking about monetary standards. Don't let it fool you. All those, these women will talk about, oh, I want a good man, I want a quality man and stuff like that. Really, they just want monetary stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know what she went through, but, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure she put a lot of men through things as well. So let's just keep it spade of spades.
My soul, and it took a lot of healing to get to the place where I am now. And because I've reached that place,
but you're still not healed yet, though. That's the whole thing. You still ain't healed.
I kind of have set my standards pretty high.
Maybe you don't know what the USA basketball women's national team has done. You should know they've been undefeated since '96.
Yes, this is the part that most women
Go out maybe to a nice bar or a patio and have a drink and maybe try to meet somebody while I'm out, but there's nobody. Another issue that I deal with is you're kind of left alone a lot of times because by now most of your friends are kind of married with kids, and
because your friends got caught on. Friends got with the program. You know what I mean? Don't let it fool you. These women, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, probably some of her friends probably have been married before and have kids from different marriages because of the nature of the Western woman. However, don't let it fool you. Some probably got with the program, got a man, had a family, then boom, that's how it worked. You know what I mean? That's what happened. You know what I mean? So don't let it fool you. Some of these women are hip. Not all, but some are hip and know what time it is. You know what I mean? And really what her friends may have done to her friends may have told her, oh, you don't need a man, and they mess around and got men. That's usually how it works. With the group of girls, they'll tell their friend, oh, you don't need a man, you're better off without a man, and things like that, and they mess around behind her back, and then they get married and stuff like that. But yeah.
And your friends get together, their kids play together, and you kind of don't have that same thing in common. Whereas I want to go out maybe to a nice bar or a patio and have a drink and maybe try to meet somebody while I'm out, but there's nobody to go out with because your friends have to be home because their kids.
Another thing too, most women aren't comfortable alone. You know what I mean? Me personally, I can go like anywhere alone pretty much and do what I need to do. In fact, that's how I got my business started, really. I pretty much went somewhere, just like talked to some people. We talked, we had like-minded ideas, and it just hit off. I'm not the most social person, but I knew that in order for things to happen, I had to like share a vision with someone who had a like mind as mine. You know what I mean? So a lot of women can't do that though. A lot of women can't go anywhere alone. A lot of women have to be with a group of people as she has to be. And then another thing is, why would she try to meet a guy at a bar anyway? When 9 times out of 10, all the dude wants to do at a bar is just hook up. I mean, that's pretty much the only reason why he's there. He ain't looking for a wife at a bar. You know, so that's where she messing up too.
Kids have to go to bed early, or, you know. So when it actually comes to dating life at my age, I basically have to resort to online dating, which is a pretty scary thing nowadays.
Well, there is no such thing as online dating. Unless, you know, if you can filter out, well, for us it's different because you can go to a Muslim website, and I know people, believe it or not. I know guys who've gotten married from Muslim websites, you know. I've known guys who, you know, even married across the globe from Muslim websites. So there, that element of marriage works, because the thing is about getting married is in our way, you just get married. It's nothing really to, you know, you establish a bride price, you meet with the parents and her wali, her guardian, you know, they talk to you, they pick your mind and stuff like that. She gives her expectations, what she expects, and it's pretty much that's pretty much how it works. So it can work. You know, I know people who've been successful with it. Now, in terms of like the Tinder, the Bumble and stuff like that, I mean, that's purely for hooking up. So there's no such thing as online dating. That's the whole thing. I mean, that's those Tinder apps. I don't know anybody who's gotten married from Tinder or Bumble or anything like that. I know not one person who's actually found a relationship from those apps. They're all for hooking up. That's it. They're not for anything serious. Do you think a guy goes on there and really thinking, unless he's a weak beta male simp, oh, I'm going to find my wife? You know? No. So we know she's using things like OkCupid, Tinder, Bumble, and the like thereof. So, I mean, what makes her think that she's actually going to find Mr. Right on these websites? I mean, I don't know. I really don't understand. But let's continue.
And a lot of times I'm finding I'm either getting men who are way too young that are interested, or the complete opposite, that are way too old. The guys my age, which is what I'm looking for, someone, you know, between, you know, maybe 34 to 37 would be my nice age bracket. But they're still like not ready to grow up. I don't know.
You know, the thing is, they are grown up. You know, it's just women like you that force them to do what they need to do. It's just women that force them, that say, you know what? I mean, why look for anything serious with these women? You know, let's do our own thing. Why do we have to like look at anything serious? Like, look at what they put us through. So why is it up to our obligations to play Captain Save-A-Girl? You know, that's what these guys are pretty much thinking. So it's not that they're not grown up. It's just that listen, for every cause, there's an effect. You guys wanted feminism. You guys wanted guys to put you on a pedestal. You guys wanted validation. So we gave you all of that. What did we get in return? Absolutely nothing. What did we spend in return? a lot of money and resources. How did we answer back? Okay, no problem. We're going to do our own thing now. And we're going to do it on our terms now, which may look like we're playing games, but we're just answering the games that you gave to us.
What it is with this culture and this time that we're living in, I don't know what it is. I'm not ruling out a guy that is in his 40s, but
a guy who's in his 40s ain't gonna want you. No disrespect, but a guy who's in his 40s, he's gonna want like a 25-year-old. He's gonna want a woman who can have kids. You know, believe it or not, like I know some 40-year-olds who like have the agility. They have agility like a cat. You know what I mean? Like I'd be like, dang. Like I remember sparring with some 40-year-old cats. Like, golly, you kind of fast, bro. It's like, yeah, you know, just keeping in shape and stuff like that. And even one 40-year-old said to me, get a young one. That's better for you. I said, yeah, you know, when the time comes, no problem, you know. So if he's telling me that, what do you think he's doing? Okay? And this Western culture will fault him for, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you know, they're dating younger women and stuff like that. But at the same time, are they taken care of? Are those women taken care of? Most of the time they are, you know? And that's just period. So she talking about 40, I wouldn't rule out a 40-year-old guy. But the thing is, a 40-year-old guy ruled you out already. That's what you don't seem to understand. Let's continue.
Usually what happens at that point is a guy that's in his 40s is probably already divorced with kids. And I'm still not ruling out the possibility that I want to have kids one day.
It's too late. It's about to be too late for that. You know, definitely about to be too late for that. You know, you're running out of time to have kids. You are running out of time for that. And when she says, I don't want to rule out that she wants to have kids, usually when a woman wants to have kids, they're like, for a pure intention, they're going to say, yeah, I want kids. I want a family. You know what I mean? I think already she's already looking for it in a financial point of view, basically. But let's continue.
The likelihood that this person will want to have more kids is...
Hold on just a minute.
Self?
So the likelihood that this person will want to have more kids is probably slim to none. Or they could have probably had a vasectomy for all I know. I have no idea. Sorry guys, I just had to take a break. I'm getting kind of choked up here.
Okay, where's the tears at? I don't see any tears falling from your face, woman. So please stop the act. Please stop. You're not a good actor. You know what I mean? You really aren't. So can you please stop acting? You know, it's really kind of corny at this time. But let's continue on.
I think this video is going to be so hard to do. So what else usually happens if I meet a guy that's usually around my age, because my clock is ticking.
34, I do agree 100%.
Who's wanting to settle down and, you know, have something serious. But if you're out, this person will want to have more kids is probably slim to none. Or they could have probably had a vasectomy for all I know. I have no idea.
It is what it is.
Oh, I know what I want in life. I'm looking for someone who's wanting to settle down and, you know, have something serious. But if you're out on like...
Okay, but you weren't looking for that when you were 20. You weren't looking for that when you were dating and it was nothing serious. And that just translates, you weren't looking for that when you were just sleeping around. Now you're looking for someone to serve you. Now you're looking for a servant. Now you're looking for someone to carry the load. Now you realize that all that playing around has gotten you to this point, making videos about being single while trying to convince us that you're happily single. Okay. So you want to settle down now, but the thing is, as I said, traditional city boys are up right now, okay? We are up. And the reason why we're up is because we stayed down. Okay? Many of us, including myself, we made an oath and covenant. You know, we sat around a round table, me and my guys, me and my comrades. I remember this day, okay? And I'm going to disclose this about me. And I usually don't disclose this about inner workings. But we sat around a round table, okay? And this was a while back. And we saw what direction this was going with these women and with society in general. So we made an oath and covenant that we were going to stay on our square, and we just nodded our heads, you know, and that this is what we were going to do. And we're still doing it, okay? Now, granted, some of those people at the round table, they're married, they have families and things like that, you know, but they got traditional women. That's the difference between a lot of these guys and a lot of the simps that the women pursue. You know what I mean? But yeah, now she wants to settle down, and you know, it's like, okay, well, you look older. As I said, she looks older than 34. You know, she looks old enough to be she looks like a mom already. That's the scary thing about it. She looks like she already has kids.
First date, and these are the topics that you bring up with the guy, because I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to date somebody for like 3 months and find out this guy is not wanting anything serious at all.
Kind of like how you were doing when you were 20 and stuff like that. Dating guys and not wanting anything serious at all. Just dating around, but it was nothing serious, as she said in the beginning of the video. I don't know, man. I've said it before, I'll say it again. These women want to have their cake and eat it too. So when a guy is looking for something serious back in the day, when she wants to mess around, it was okay for her to mess around, but now it's not okay for the guy to mess around.
Like, I want to be point blank, like straight to the point. Like, this is what I'm wanting out of life. Like, and usually if you bring that topic up too early, it will usually send the guy running.
Of course, because the guy is like, hell no. Like, hell no, I'm just trying to have some fun with you. You know what I mean? Like, like, woman, you're you know, you're at that point. You know what I mean? Like, so a guy is thinking that I just want to have some fun with you. You know what I mean? It's funny because, I'm not going to say her name, but tell you a story right now. You know, the Cape Verdean community, we have cookouts and stuff like that. And it's crazy because, you know, there was this one woman, she's hit the wall, obviously, right? Obviously, she's hit the wall and she's delusional. But her daughter, you know what was crazy? Her daughter wanted me. That's just the bottom line. Her daughter wanted me. She was like, her daughter would try to talk to me. Her daughter would try to like, be like, yo, what's up? Like, you know, I want to come to the boxing gym. I want to see you box, things like that. But guess what? Her mom was cock blocking. You know what I mean? Because it's sad to say it, but these women have gotten to the point where they're in that now, because they're like this woman in the video, getting straight to the point with dudes and stuff like that, saying, oh, I want to settle down. Sometimes these women may have kids that are right around your age bracket or not too far off for what you're looking for. And they'll compete against their kids. Because that's what happened to me. The mom was competing against her kids. And I'm like, dang, like, and I even said, like, yo, what's up with your mom? Like, why is she acting like this? You know what I mean? I even said, it's cool. Like, I said, I said, you're pretty, you pretty and stuff like that. And I said, but at the end of the day, your mom is going to, like, I don't want to, like, cause any conflict, like, conflicting stuff with your mom, because, imagine me coming over and stuff like that, knowing that your mom tried to stop it, knowing that your mom was trying to do the same thing that you were trying to do, and I don't want her to harbor any bitterness or anything like that. So I just said, peace out. You know what I mean? I'll see you when I see you, But let's go.
Or
Heart rate 120, BP's 140 over 90. Hectic first day, but earning my nursing.
No tears.
so the other thing I kind of deal with when dating, like straight to the point.
Because the makeup isn't even falling. Like the mascara or whatever isn't even dripping down her face. You know what I mean? Unless she's wearing so much makeup that that's the case.
Like, this is what I'm wanting out of life. Like, and usually if you bring that topic up too early, it will usually send the guy running. Or you look crazy. So what really bothers me, waste my time. I don't want to date somebody for like 3 months and find out this guy is not wanting anything serious at all. Like, I want to be point blank, like straight to the point. Like, this is what I'm wanting out of life. Like, and usually if you bring that topic up too early, it will usually send the guy running. Or you look crazy. So what really bothers me, okay, this is gonna be hard. Fuck. I need to get a Kleenex, hold on. So the other thing I kind of deal with when dating is my looks. Now, I'm not saying I'm
Wearing pounds of makeup, woman, like, sorry to say it, but once the makeup comes off, I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. What are we gonna really be dealing with? You know what I mean? Like, once the makeup comes off, like what's gonna be what are we gonna be looking at? You know what I mean? Like, are we gonna be looking at? You feel me? It's just. I mean, there's a news flash that I want to say. Real traditional men like natural beauty. We don't want women with pounds of makeup on. Because once she takes it off, it's like, okay, well, shoot, you had us fooled, So I think that's the same case with her, because she looks like she got a lot of makeup on. You know what I mean? But let's go.
There's like bombshell or anything. I know, like, I'm beautiful, but
this gets on my nerves. This gets on my nerves when women do that. When they big themselves up and stuff like that. When they say, I'm a queen, I'm a goddess, I'm pretty, and I'm beautiful. Newsflash, looks don't last. Newsflash, you get old. Okay? We all have a date that we have to meet our maker. So your looks, your beauty, it doesn't last. What does last is your character. What does last is how you treat people. What does last is how you dealt with guys. Point blank, period. Well, I don't think it seems to matter, to be honest, with a lot of these women, but let's continue.
I don't think I'm like that gorgeous, and I don't understand it, but most people think because of my looks that I shouldn't be single, but it's the...
Wow, she's really gassing herself up. She is really gassing herself up. At best, I think she's like a 5. Yeah, I'm being nice. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just being honest. At best. Okay, and this is including makeup. Really gassing herself up. Women love to do this, though. Women love validation. Women love someone to gas their egos up. The Western woman loves that. You know what's crazy? The women of my family, they tend to just play their roles. They're naturally beautiful women, right? But they never say that or anything like that. They just go on with their days and go on with their business and don't try to go for validation. Don't try to go for these things. But you look at her and it's like, okay, well, okie dokie. Let's continue.
Exact opposite. It's men either look at me as a piece of meat because of how I dress and because of like...
Well, wasn't that the way you were looking at them when you were just dating around? It's a piece of meat, as they call it. The women call it, I got for lack of the better word, I got a phallus appointment. Try to keep it PG. Isn't that looking at guys as a piece of meat? It was okay for you to do it back then, but now it's not right now for you. Now you don't want guys to do that with you. And it must be understood that guys are visual creatures. Of course, looks are gonna catch our attention first. But to be honest, I'm gonna just be real with you. If hypothetically speaking, I'm not really with the swirl or anything like that. I don't really adhere to that. But if I heard this woman talk, I would probably just run away, truthfully speaking. If I were with the swirl, I would just run clear away. This woman is damaged goods.
My social media, but I do all that because I'm trying to build that as a career, and I look at fashion and makeup as art, not as that's not who I am.
Okay, woman, if you're into fashion, makeup, and art, that should have been done a while back. Okay. People are looking for young models. Unless you age gracefully like a Iman or like a Naomi Campbell or someone like that. If you're trying to do that as a career, they're going to look at you like, huh? You're 34? Never mind. We're good. You know what I mean? Let's continue.
I'm
I don't know what she does on social media.
Social media, all those glam pictures. That's not how I go out every day. That's not what I, in terms of I don't go out, I don't want to seek attention. I don't want to be a stripper or any of that kind of thing. What you see on my social media, all those glam pictures. I don't think I'm that gorgeous, and I don't understand it, but I don't go out, I don't want to seek attention. I don't want to be a stripper or any of that kind of thing. And I don't want to be a stripper or any of that kind of thing. What you see on my social media, all those glam, and I don't want to be a stripper or any of that kind of thing. What you seek attention, I don't want to be a stripper or any of that kind of thing. I am, like,
I don't know what she does on social media.
anybody decent the way that you dress or the way that you look. So, am I supposed to change who I am to find a man? I know men like girls in jeans and t-shirt and sneakers, and I wear that stuff. I do that. A stripper or any of that kind of thing. Like what you see on my social media, all those like glam pictures, that's not how I go out every day. That's like not what I...
The reason why she posts those social media pictures is she's trying to bait a man in. That's what it is. And then it goes back to the point of the attention and the validation. That's why she posts the sexy pictures on social media. Now, granted, I haven't checked out her social media, but I'm pretty sure she got some provocative pictures on there. You know what I mean? Just to bait a guy. But the thing is, women will do that too. They'll post on their social media. They'll, have these sexy jump off pictures, and then they'll, like, maybe a guy will meet them and they'll say, nah, this is not me. There's more to me than those pictures. And it's just really cap, because they found the sucker. They're using the resources from the sucker. So that's sometimes what they do with these pictures, is they're trying to bait you in. You know what I mean? That's how it works most of the time. Well, let's continue.
But I've been told by men that you can't expect to find anybody decent the way that you dress or the way that you look. So, am I supposed to change who I am to find a man?
Well, the question I have is, has the way you've been led you to find a man? Has the way you've carried yourself led you to find a man? Is the fact that you're on here on social media basically venting and moping about not having a man? Is that, am I missing something? Do you think maybe it's time to look in the mirror and say, well, I got to change this to find a man? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I know men like girls in jeans and t-shirt and sneakers, and I wear that stuff. I do that. It's just, I'm a girly girl. I like to be girly. I want to find a guy who can appreciate that and understand that without looking at me as an object or like...
You know what she is? Yeah, I see it all the time in LA. Where I do my jogs sometimes, unfortunately, LA hasn't taken heed and closed, like, lockdown things because of COVID and stuff like that. Unfortunately, LA is still being hard-headed and ignorant and has opened things up. What you see a lot in LA is you'll see these women like her in high heels, short skirts, clunking their high heels along, and they'll say, yeah, I like to dress girly, but really it's like borderline, like they're dressing like, SLUTs. I'm not saying that she does that, but I kind of picture, if she's going to a bar and stuff like that, what she's dressed in, trying to get that guy's attention, trying to get that guy, which will disclose in what she's going to say next. But again, go to Santa Monica, go to Marina Del Rey, go to Brentwood. You're going to see the same things, same type of women dressed in the same type of way. I guarantee you. Trust me. But let's continue.
Something sexual. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think I should change? Is that something? Should I tone down my image in order to find somebody? I don't know, like, where to meet anybody nowadays. Like, the whole online thing, I don't like doing it. I don't have friends that know people. That's the best way to meet somebody, is by being introduced to somebody. Because a lot of times, like, I will get messages from guys online, and they'll say, oh, they're interested in meeting me, but a lot of times I will just say, oh, I'm already dating somebody.
So, in essence, she shoots herself in the foot. You know what I mean? This is how emotional women are, and this is how delusional women are. She's complaining about guys not taking heed, not wanting to be serious with her, yet she's still playing guys. That's the crazy thing. Does she realize that she's still playing guys? I mean, I don't know if she realizes that she's still like basically playing them. I really don't know. Here's a woman who said that she receives attention from her DMs, but yet lies about being in a relationship, lies about being single, and says she's in a relationship. Wow, can't make this crap up.
Or I'll just...
And for those guys, they're simps too. You know, why would you want to hit this 34-year-old man? Look at her.
Ignore them because I'm so scared. Like, scared. It's terrifying putting yourself out there. The other reason I'm scared to put myself out there is because I'm insecure about my, like, financial, economic status, whatever.
Bingo. She just told on herself right now. She's looking for what I want to say, 666, 6-footer, 6 figures, 6-pack. She just told on herself, I'm worried about my financial situation, which translates to I need someone to basically carry my weight. I need someone to serve me. I need someone to buy everything for me. I need someone to provide for me. That's what she said right now. I don't even know if she realized she said it, but she said it.
Most men don't care about how much
Later.
I don't have to deal with wondering if my man's going online talking to other women or cheating, etc. So I guess that's another plus. It ruins everything nowadays. Like what guy's gonna understand that? The other thing is, like, social media ruins everything nowadays. Like, I'm the type of person...
If you let it, you just have to know when to stay away. And when to engage. That's the bottom line. Doesn't have to ruin everything.
I'm very emotional and I get hurt very easily because I've been through a lot. So trust is a big thing for me. So if I'm seeing somebody and dating somebody and they're going around online and liking photos of, like, strippers or women with their cleavage out, that's not appropriate in my eyes. Like, I'm sorry, I don't. And
well, you will have to get used to that, you know, because your options are weighing very thin. So it's either you do one or two things. Do what you're doing right now, complain, or get a guy who's gonna be a guy. That 6-figure man that you're seeking, he's gonna wanna, he's gonna say, okay, we can have some fun, but, you know, like, there's gonna be other ones. That's just the bottom line. The 6-figure man is likely to be serious with the woman who was with him when he didn't have 6 figures. But that's very few and far between. You know, a lot of women are not built like that. You know what I mean? So he's going to be serious with her. But you just come along, he's going to be like, okay, well, I mean, sorry, but I'm gonna be with other people. You know what I mean? Let's continue.
I know men are visual creatures and whatnot, but I don't know, maybe I'm just being too picky, or my insecurities and my trauma from dating is like just holding me back from truly meeting somebody. But at the same time, like, you know, maybe I have to realize that being single is my path, and maybe I'm meant to stand up on my own and be my own person and be strong, and who needs a man, right?
Oh. Yo. Well, the feminism pops out once again, right? I tell you, bros, women will tell on themselves. You just have to listen to them long enough. But eventually women will tell on themselves. You know, women will tell on themselves if you listen long enough. Okay? I'm dead serious. Just listen. They'll tell. Trust me. Trust and believe. They will. She did it. She told on herself. You know what I mean? The reason why she's saying single is her path is because she's looking for 666, and 666 is looking for 10. You know what I mean? And because 666 doesn't want to serve her, want to do all of this that she probably demands, she's feeling the way she's feeling right now.
I can go adopt 37 cats, I don't care.
Yo, she said I could adopt 37 cats. Yo, I'm weak. You better be selling those cats. Let me hear that. Did she say 37? Let me rewind that real quick. Hold on.
Like, you know, maybe I have to realize that being single is my path, and maybe I'm meant to stand up on my own and be my own person and be strong, and who needs a man, right? I can go adopt 37 cats, I don't care.
Yeah,
A few moments later.
I don't have to deal with wondering if my man's going online talking to other women or cheating, etc. So I guess that's another plus. I basically just have to start dating smarter, I guess. You know, alone time for me isn't all that scary. I was always kind of a loner anyways, and I do like my alone time. I just like, you know, snuggling up in bed, doing crosswords. I'm kind of a nerd, I know. I don't even honestly know why I made this video. It ended up becoming this emotional roller coaster.
Because you understand that your feminism didn't get you far as you thought it would get you. That's why you're making the video. And you're basically crying for help as well. That's why you made the video. Okay? Unfortunately, some simps have been willing to answer your call for help, but you haven't paid them any mind, which is a blessing for them, but not for you.
And I started this video in hopes of just making something funny and making light of the situation. And then, I don't know what happened. But yeah, I don't know what the purpose of this video is. Maybe it's just like a cathartic cleansing for me. I don't know. This is a message for men out there. You know, grow up.
We are grown. I don't want to talk about what I'm doing because there's, what should we call it? No parading, as we say. Signed a couple of deals, no parading. We're grown up. We're doing what we need to do. We're building real resources for the most part. We're on our purpose. We're like me. I'm boxing. I'm building in silence. I do what I need to do. We're grown up. You need to grow up and realize that Mr. 666 is not looking at you and that you're not going to have a servant. That's what you need to do. She's probably the type that wants to do to like, dealing with her, especially her talking about fashion. She's going to want Birkin bags and stuff like that. But yeah, you know how it go.
Don't play with girls' emotions. Don't lead women on. Don't let her think you're into something more serious when you're not. Don't be that douchebag that just tries to get into a girl's pants.
Well, I mean, it worked when you were dating around. So what's the problem now? All of a sudden, because you want to get serious, men are supposed to stop and be like, oh, okay. I can't mess around with her anymore. I gotta commit. It doesn't work like that. As a matter of fact, I know this is kind of off topic, but I was listening to I was watching this is probably my favorite Bond movie too. I was watching Casino Royale with Daniel Craig, and he wanted to settle down. He wanted to basically in his ways of what he was doing. But I guess you can say that in a way, although he's fictional, I kind of I kind of want to model myself after the 007 minus the womanizing, because here's a guy who basically traveled to exotic locations. He drove Aston Martin, which is a very, very nice car, which is a car I indeed love so much, next to the Wraith and stuff like that. So I kind of look at him as kind of like a blueprint mixed with the Khabib Nurmagomedov mindset of not approaching the women, just stay on your purpose, because let's be honest, 007 was on his purpose. You know what I mean? That nigga just did what he needed to do. You know what I mean? I know it's kind of a weird comparison, but when you look at him, he had his stuff together, and he really he really didn't care about women, he didn't care about validating women till the end. That's when he kind of got a soft spot for a woman. But I think even that changed in the later James Bond movies.
Because the thing is, maybe you are meeting an actual decent, good-hearted girl.
Not.
You don't know the journey that girl's on and what she's been.
Listen, woman, you told us the journey that you've been through. You said that you were dating off and on. Okay? We know that. We know what that means in this society. We know exactly what it means. Okay? Miss us with that.
True. So don't fuck with her emotions. I hope all those other single women out there aren't feeling as lonely as me. And if you are, let's keep our heads up.
All right, guys.
So, in essence, man, these women are going to keep on being this way. It is what it is. We're winning, though. That's what I'm saying. We are winning right now. Us who stayed on our square and who made oaths and covenants not to simp and not to cater to these women's emotions, we're winning right now in a major way. And all we have to do is continue the momentum, okay? Continue on. That's all we have to do. All right? If anything, we have to go harder now. Because they've done it to themselves. And at this point right now, it's like, okay, well, it may not get any better. So the best thing for you to do again is just really hold out for that traditional woman. Hold out for that young woman who, you know, is mind is not in the wild, wild west. That's the best thing to do. You know what I mean? But again, I just made this commentary to show that we're winning, you know? We're winning in a major way because what these women want, they necessarily don't want husbands or whatever. They want validation and they want an ATM machine. Starve them of both. Okay? That's the best way to do it. Put an ATM machine towards your investments. Put an ATM machine towards you. If you're in the cars like me, put an ATM machine towards your exotic car. Put an ATM machine towards your investment property offshore. Put an ATM machine towards something like that. Put an ATM machine towards your hobbies. Don't put an ATM machine towards these Western women. And become so numb to them that you don't even you're not even fazed by them doing all the provocative things they do on social media anymore. But let me stop, man. I'll get too carried away. I probably already got too carried away. But anyhow, like and subscribe to the page. We're coming with some more stuff. Fuller signing out. Njadam.